Hello, it's January the 24th. I am right now in a live stream, as you might see in the background. Double timing kind of, but I need to get this out because I can't not film today because then the streak is broken and I failed the challenge in too many ways, you know what I mean? So, hi, welcome. Yes, I was about to speak German just now. My name is Tanya, if you're new here, and if you're not new here, have I done my one thing yesterday, rather? Not really yesterday, I did it this morning, I would say, but also not quite. So I thought, like, this weekend, I have a lot to do, and I have a lot of studying to do, and house chores, etc. And I thought, really, my one thing, maybe for days when I don't have classes in the morning, something that like rushes me in the morning and gives me this narrow time frame in the morning for writing, which is like ironic because really I started this challenge because I felt like I couldn't get myself to write in the mornings when I have classes, but now it is easier on the days that I do have classes, which in a way I think means that this challenge is working, but then I guess I need a different approach for the days when I do have classes and the days that I don't. And today is Saturday, so I don't have classes. First of all, I scheduled a live stream for 2 p.m., which we're in right now. So that gives me like a deadline of sorts and sort of a structure. And I guess, since today it's mostly me and two other people also from Europe, besides Matteo, but he's like working. I guess I could also start the live streams on the weekends earlier and then not like work until midnight, having a little bit of structure. And then I also wrote out all the things that I need to do this weekend, and I'm starting to feel this urgency, which always helps. You sometimes that you should feel urgent, but you don't feel it, at least that's my experience. ADHD, anyone? I determined like these are the things that I'm going to do before the live stream. That included actually writing and filming, but I didn't quite get this far. And then stuff that I want to do during the live stream, which is a lot of studying and stuff. Like I tried to do it, but then the things that I wanted to do, because I also started with editing yesterday's video because I was behind on that because I went to bed really early yesterday because I was really tired. Don't know where that sentence or thought began. The train has left the station. It is derailed. It's gone down a hill. Oh yeah, I got so I started with the video editing instead of the writing. So I think that's maybe the issue. The thing happened and I was doing a lot of other things, but I will say that I'm not entirely mad about it today because I do feel very behind on a lot of really important things, and like writing can't always be the most important thing. Neither can be YouTube, but I don't know, I feel like I need to follow this, see this whole challenge through and do these daily videos. The last week might be very unedited, which means I have to keep it short. So, and during the live stream for the first sprint, first I uploaded the video from yesterday, and then I had another like 20-15 minutes for writing, and that's what I did. I wrote in the scene that I was figuring out yesterday. I think I wrote like not much, 241 words, and I said that in this stream, this sprint, I'm going to write another like 1 to 2 sentences. So I'm really in this scene, and I really know where it's going and how it's developing. So yeah, that's how the writing is or isn't going today. We're going to do a prompt though. We're going to draw a prompt right now. That was a little bit buried in things because I was vacuuming today, and so I put some stuff out of the way. So, prompt for today, let's see. Hope I'm not missing too much in this stream chat right now. Can you please? Here we go. This way, up. Today's prompt is... Ooh. These... Okay, can I just say that these prompts keep being perfect, kind of? Today's prompt is choose a scene at random, or it can also not be at random. What is the big question of the scene? How can I heighten or prolong the suspense? I think I'm going to do this for the scene that I had been struggling and was like brainstorming yesterday. So I'm going to go sit down at the desk for a moment, write out my answer to this question, and I will come back with my answer. 1 second. Okay, honestly, I don't even know how to tell you about what I don't know, something about these questions made this whole thing kind of crack open for me, finally. And I have a proper scene. I wrote out the whole outline basically for the scene. Basically solved the whole scene pretty much. I just have to write it. Now I'm excited about it. Now I can feel the momentum. And yes, also the suspense. Because... Okay, so let me try, because I can't read out the whole thing. Let me try to explain to you. The big question of this scene is, as we're in Marta's POV, so she thinks, I started with this, right? Like, what does she think at the beginning of the scene? Actually, I thought it would be more, I suppose, more suspenseful if she doesn't figure out that she's not in friendly company right away. So she fell into the ocean, right? And now like maybe she remembers someone dragging her across the water, and now she's in a cave. And so she must think that this girl across from her actually like saved her from drowning somehow. And she's like, she thinks that she's a friend. And so I thought about how to prolong the suspense of like the reader knows more than Marta does. And Marta, like, there's going to be like a turning point, I suppose. She starts out thinking she's in friendly company and like is like saying things and everything, and like, yeah, let's get off this whatever we are, like, I'm good now, things, etc. And she's like about to leave the cave, through the cave opening, and then suddenly this girl is like standing before her, weapons raised, and it's like, you can't leave. She's like, I have questions for you, and such. And like, there's a moment where she raises the weapon at her, but at the same time, like, blood from some wound that she like got from this whole ordeal is like dripping from her onto this other girl's feet, which, like, human blood is like poisonous to mermaids, and like it drips because she's like still wet, and so the blood is like diluted, right? So it's like this awkward, like, I can hurt you, I'm ready to hurt you, but at the same time I'm like afraid to touch your blood or touch you or whatever. Like, the mermaid will get her to back up into the cave again, and she's going to ask her a lot of questions that are to the effect of like, what value do you have to me? And like a lot of things that Marta doesn't have a good answer to. And then at the same time, Marta is like trying to figure out where she is and what's happening and how she can get home. And then at some point she understands that like really her value would be that she is from the future. So there are a lot of questions that she can't properly answer because that would give away her actual value to this mermaid, and then the mermaid would never let her leave. Yeah, and like at the same time, Nuanua is getting more and more desperate because she's like, okay, but there has to be a reason why you appeared to me. Like Marta also, like, which I think is also very suspenseful, like throughout the scene, she is like going to understand that it is this girl whose voice she was hearing in her dreams, which is what brought her here. And then at some point there's like a standstill, and then the older mermaid who lives on this island comes in. She's like, get this mess off my island, you cannot do this here, like I can't have any more trouble. She's like giving her an ultimatum, like either you tell us what you know, and we finally, like, we quickly figure out what Nuanua wants from you, or I will force you to go out into the ocean. We'll dump your ass in the sea. You will drown, or like in general just never see your family again. Like, you're not the first dreamwalker that I know. You're not the first person who comes from a different time, which like freaks Marta out because now she's like, oh, this whole dream thing really is real, and I really am, like, I'm not in my real time, and these are not human beings. I am really deep in shit. And then time. Okay, we're down to a minute, and that's what the scene is, and I found the solution. I hope this makes any sense, and it makes sense where I came, like how I got there from the prompt. But I have to leave now. Thank you so much for watching. See you tomorrow.